Thank you for watching Hack the File. I'm Michael Lopez, and today we're going to do the Arp Spoof recap. Enjoy. All right, so Arp Spoof recap. We finished up the Arp Spoof chapter. Um, all we have left is the exercises, and um, I am not going to do the exercises because they're basically everything we just did. So what I'm going to do though is do a recap, and I'm going to talk about um, this last exercise. So first off, let's go back to the last thing that we did, and we did detecting ARP spoofing attack. Right, we did that. We ran the on the last video. We ran this command. We got the code from GitHub, and we got this message right here. Now I'm going to read this exercise thing just so you can understand why I'm only going to do uh, what I'm going to do and why. So, exercises. Deepen your understanding of ARP spoofing and forwarding by attempting the following exercises. Listed in order of increasingly difficulty. Increase in order of increasing difficulty. The first exercise requires running only a single command, but the second is more challenging because it requires you to write a Python program and deepen your understanding of the Scapy library. The final exercise prompts you to apply the fundamentals you've learned in this chapter to a new attack. So this is basically everything we already did. Um, that's why I'm not going to do the exercises. But here's the first one, right? Inspect ARP tables. So inspect the ARP tables on Metasploit virtual machines by running this command. So they want us to run this sudo arp a. Okay. They want us to run it. Compare the states of the ARP tables on the Metasploitable server before and after ARP spoofing attacks. Do you notice any difference? If so, which entries have changed? So this right here is something you guys can run. Run that sudo arp a. You're looking at the ARP table on the Metasploitable. Okay. And you're most likely going to run it before and after, and then compare them. We're not going to do that because we already did what we're supposed to do. This just wants us to look at um, what is changing and stuff, right? And you guys can do that in your own time. That's easy. Implement an ARP spoofer in Python. Now this one is great. So we can run this one, and um, it's going to be the same thing as the other one, right? So as the ARP detector, right? You're going to run the same kind of command, except you're gonna put sudo python 3 arp spoof.py and the victim's IP and the victim's router, right? And you know which one's the IP and the router from the net discover, okay? And from when we ran net discover, and your net discover is here, right? Right there. So sudo net discover, okay? So this is going to be a quick 30-minute video, if that, because we're going to just do a recap, okay? I'm not going to do anything special on this because, we can run this and it's just going to be the same thing. We're ARP spoofing. So this runs. You can get this library, let me see real quick. Yeah, you can get that code by going to their GitHub, right? And their GitHub is HTTPS. Put this in there, github.com/ethical hacking book /code by chapter. So if you want, you can pause the video and zoom in on that direct address. If you don't have the book, but I recommend go get this book and then follow along with me. If you get stuck, I'll help you. If I get stuck, you can leave comments or whatever. But this is it, Scapy, right? You copy and paste this Scapy library. So go back, and in this directory, they have the ARP detector and the ARP spoof. So you can go back, and here's your chapters. So we're in chapter 2, and then here's your your scripts that they have on here. So this is the ARP spoof. What I did was you just copy this, like copy right there, copy, and then you paste it, right? Paste it into your Kali Linux box, into your PyCharm, and then go to that directory. I mean, we could literally run this real quick. So, go to your directory. Let me pull up my. We've got enough time to maybe run that. Let me go to my box. Where the heck is my box at? Here it is. Okay, so now go to the Kali Linux. Let's power all this on. Oh, everything's powered off. Okay, so while this is all powering on, I had to shut my computer off. Let's go over this. So yeah, we'll run this one if you want, and it's not going to be no big deal. It's just going to say it's running, and that's it. So, um, but we can do that if we want. I don't know. Now this is the one that, and then this actually tells you what each function does. So that's cool. Read that. But your Mac flooding right here. Okay, so this one's very important. Okay, so Mac flooding, right? Content addressable memory. It's called the CAM. Is the memory hardware used in both routers and switches. Okay. Now, if you guys watching my videos, you should know what RAM is or what memory is. Um, Basically acts in the same way, right? Because you're it basically has to hold all the information and send it out to its different ports and its switches, right, or whatever. So in switches, these memories map MAC addresses to the corresponding ports. Uh, Now, okay, so this is talking about in switches. Okay, so in switches have ports, actual physical ports. Okay, and that's what a switch is, right? Is how I'm reading that, I think, right? Thus, CAM can store a limited number of entries. So it's just like RAM, you only have a limited number of entries, a limited number of RAM. If the, but it's CAM, content addressable memory. If the switch CAM is full, it will broadcast a message on all ports. Attackers can force this behavior by sending the switch packets with random MAC addresses. Write a SCAPI program that performs this attack. Okay, so this part is cool, but this is how I would do this. Okay, this exercise, right? Like I said, we're not gonna do the exercises. We're just gonna talk about them, and I'm gonna show you how I would do it, right? Um, and I think that's how I'm gonna go about it. I think the exercises are for you to do, since we did all of them in here. We already did all this. But like this, implement ARP Spoofer in Python. This is a exercise that I think you should add to your attack, you know, uh, book, right? Because and I'm going to explain this a little bit here. Um, Hold on, let me power on my Metasploder wheel again. This Metasploder machine sucks. Okay, we'll do the kernel. E. No APIC. And B. Let's see if that boots up better. Anyways, so let's that's booting up. And then let's boot that up. Let's boot up this. So This right here is a very powerful. That's why Python is so powerful, is because in you know is because it's got um, I mean, you're able to run scripts where it's a script program, but you're able to combine commands and stuff like that. It's just awesome, right? I mean, other coding is does the same thing. You can write scripts and other codes or small programs, but um, let me see real quick. Okay, so let's look at this sudo python 3 arp spoof.py. When all this stuff boots up, I'll show you how. So this, what we'll do is we'll talk about these, and then we'll say, which ones that we should need to incorporate. Like you need to incorporate this. Like take this script and put it in your PyCharm in your Kali Linux box and keep it there, right? And then you'll have that script when you want to run an ARP spoof in Python. It's way easier, way faster. But you know, let's look at this, okay? This because this is going to be a quick video. I don't want to do it too long. Let's go back and let's do a recap on the whole. Um, not there, on the whole ARP spoofing and um, what steps we need to run. Okay, so what I would do is get yourself a book. Okay, um, like a 99-cent store, little book, your little journal, and write down, like I said, write down ARP spoofing attack, big, right, on one page. Underline that. Then under it put like an update tools. So then underline and then do like a semicolon, right? Underline semicolon. A little bit smaller writing than the big one. And then put sudo I, dash I, apt get update, apt get installed dsniff, and then write and then give a small definition. Updates ARP spoof tools. Boom. In parentheses or in parentheses or something. Little definition. Okay. Then you know uh, draw. Oh yeah, and then put like sudo net discover. Then two lines down. Put sudo net discover semicolon or whatever, the two dots. Underline it and then put sudo net discover and then put a little definition, discover, and then read this, discovers um, by scanning the network using ARP queries. It issues ARP queries to all possible IP addresses on the subnetwork, something like that, right? Or you can just put whatever, it discovers IP addresses and MACs on the network, right? But these are the steps of ARP spoofing. You're gonna want to do these first on your machine, right? And then you get that right. And then right here I would put echo one, uh, this pointer or greater than space slash proc system, all this right here, and I would say I put that command, and then I would put IP sets up your box for IP forwarding. Right? These are the steps you need to do. So these are the steps you need to do. If you've already done this step, you don't need to do that step, right? But you do need to run this one to see what people you can attack, what your victims. And you need to set your box up for IP forwarding. Unless you've already done this, you don't need to do that. But I write all those down, those steps. And then you can generate multiple fake ARP replies by running the following command. So ARP spoof, eat those, whatever victims are. So this command and this command, you don't have to do. These two commands are combined into one command, right? Using Python. And this command too. So 3 commands. So this command and these two commands are combined into into one command using the Python. That's how powerful that is. Now that you've spoofed the victim's runner and all this stuff, right? You know, you want to intercept the extracted URLs from them. So this would be something that you have to put in URLs narf. Put that in there and give a it's a listener, for URL traffic, and and then you would put that, right, put a little definition in parentheses, and then this wget something, put like an example, use this as an example or something, right? This would be in your book, right, in your little Arp spoof hacking book, right? And then your hacking book, and then all this would follow under an Arp spoof attack. And you've done it before if you follow these videos. So when you open your book, oh, here you go, boom, run an Arp spoof attack. You're gravy, and you got all the tools and everything. You're a little regular little white hat hacker, or a little hacker. So sudo URL snarf, okay, ethos 0, write that down, and then it's it's gonna listen on these ports. Okay, you can even write this, and then write these apps. Write these commands here, and say, well, this is to install the Scapy Basic if you don't have it, or this is to install Python 3 if you don't have it. But if you already did this, you don't have to, right? But put that in your book, and then and then that's it. That's the recap on that. So what this does here, this ARP spoofer in Python, this one command, like I said, takes out those 3 commands. You don't have to do those 3 commands now. You just run this one command, and it does everything in this script that those commands would do individually, right? And so we're going to run that real quick, and we're going to show you that real quick. So once I have everything running, MSF admin. Okay, I'm logged into that. Let's log into my Kali box. So I'm all logged in now. Logging into my Kali box. Let's see how many minutes we got on this real quick. Okay, so we got about 10 minutes. I want to keep this a 30-minute video. I don't, recaps. I want to do 30 minutes. So now we'll go into here, and this is running. I'm going to run this and show you how powerful it is. It's awesome. And this Mac flooding, let's do that while this is loading. So Mac flooding. Okay. How are we going to do this? So this is how I would do it. It says it wants you to write Mac flooding a script that generates random addresses, right? That sending the switch packets with random MAC addresses. Write a Scapy program that performs this. So Mac flooding attack. This one I'm just going to put in Mac flooding. And I can't type for crap. Okay, so Mac flooding attack. Mac flooding attack. Denial of service attack, right? Get out. What you can do is you can type in I would say what is the method for random Mac Epi. Because what you're doing is, what the heck? So what you're doing is you're is it two piece? No, so what you're doing is that they want you to write a program, right? That they want you to write a program that uses the random MAC address spoofer in the Scapy library. So Python Scapy MAC flooding script. Look, okay, there you go. So I'm trying to make a small Mac tool in Python that fills my switches and cam tables, but I can't make the magic happen. So somebody he couldn't do it. Somebody solved it right here, right? So now see this random Mac method right here, or description, or whatever definition, or whatever the heck Python calls it. This is the key to writing that. Okay, so this random Mac parentheses, right? And either you're going to incorporate that somehow, or you're going to take this, or you can keep looking and see if somebody has the whole script. But yeah, so here's the whole script right here. So you probably would copy and paste this, right? But like I said, you see this random MAC right here? That's the key to it, right? That's going to generate the random MAC addresses, destination MAC. So this whole def right here is probably what you need to copy, and you're going to put it in. You're going to put it in um, your code, in this code right here, right? So you're probably going to take this one out. No, this Arp spoof, this Mac. Wait, one of these here, and you know you're going to take them out, and you're going to replace them with that other one. And what that does is going to generate. So this one says destination Mac. The other one says random Mac. So, and you're going to mess with it, and you're going to make it work, and you're going to get it to work. And then you're going to go back and check your tables, see if they have random MAC addresses. So that's the whole point of these exercises. Okay, that's how you're going to figure this one out. That's how I would figure it out. But I used to do software programming, so I kind of know what I'm looking for, right? So you're basically going to tweak the code to make it do that. And then so the key is this random MAC addresses. You're going to Google that and see if somebody else can do a MAC flooding with random MAC addresses. And like we said, we found one. So that's it. That's the recap. Now let's look at the let's look at the let's look at uh, let's look at this bad boy, and let's get this Python uh, running, right? So you're gonna go to your PyCharm. In the last video, I showed you how to install Python PyCharm. I would do it. I would recommend it because I'm doing PyCharm. I'm not gonna put this in the console or command line. And I'm not gonna put it in a notepad and run it or whatever the heck it wants me to do. It's janky. PyCharm works just fine. So I already have it in here, and what I did was I copied and pasted from the GitHub, right? And it's in here. It's under Arp Spoof.py. So it's in my directory. It's in here. Now I have this forever in my Kali Linux box. I've got an ARP spoof. I've got an ARP detector. I mean, it's awesome. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to go to PyCharm projects. This is where my... I'll see, here's my... Oh yeah, where's my... here's my ARP detector. So Python 2. Here's my ARP spoof. That's the one I just looked at. I'm gonna open up a menu. I'm gonna open up a console here. Um, Open terminal here, right in this directory. So look, now I'm in that directory. So now I've already ran this, so I'm gonna run that. And um, it said victim's IP, router's IP. So I entered this command sudo python 3 arp spoof.py. It's going to run that program or that script. And here's the victim's IP and here's the victim's router. Okay. I'm going to run that. And that's it. Now it's going to sending spoofed packets. Now, if you look at your Metasploitable machine, you'll see that it is sending packets. Okay. And it's really awesome. So now when I Control C, it says restoring ARP tables. So if you look at the other one, you had to put in a command or something to do all that stuff. 3 different commands, and that was just running one script, and it ARP spoofed it. So this is what I would recommend. Write this down. Do this. This is the best way to ARP spoof, right? Using Python 3. And that's it. There's your recap. So I hope you learned something. And like I said, going forward in these different chapters, I am not going to do the exercises. I will go over the exercises in the recap, and I'll maybe recommend doing one of them or something if it's like this Python. This is more efficient to do this than to run those other 3 commands when you're ARP spoofing. So, all right, this is Hack the File, and I hope you had fun. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks.